Hello everybody, Mark, aka the Nerdy Punk, back again today for a new video. I hope you all are doing really well. Got a short video for you guys today. I hope you all are having a great fall and I hope you all have a great Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving in the United States is tomorrow, so if you're in the United States and you celebrate Thanksgiving, happy Thanksgiving. Tonight I want to talk about a series that I've been watching that I've been doing some reviews on the channel, and that is Game of Thrones. So, this summer of 2020, I started watching this series for the first time, and kind of my brief history with it. Every time I've watched this show, I've kind of, for whatever reason, I've lost interest in it. So, like, I watched the pilot of this last year, and then it didn't really hook me. And so it went until July, and then in July I sat down and watched all of Season 1 in a matter of a week or 2 weeks, and then just kind of put it to the side. I think I watched the pilot of Season 2, and then a couple days ago, I started watching Season 2 over again, and I binged the whole thing in like 2.5 days. So I loved it. I got hooked this time. So we'll see how quickly I get through the rest of the seasons. But I wanted to go ahead and give you guys my thoughts on Season 2 of Game of Thrones. So I've now seen the full first and second season. I loved the first season. Again, for whatever reason, I just got bored with it. Obviously, this show really needs no introduction. I'm sure most of you have seen it. If you haven't seen it, I'm sure you know people who've seen it because it was like a big global thing when Game of Thrones came out. And for the past few years, it seems like Game of Thrones has been incredibly popular. Of course, it's set all the records with the Emmys and all of that stuff. This is an incredible series. And the first season, I loved. And the second season, I feel like, is similar, but it's also very different. Don't get too attached to characters in this series. That's all I'm gonna say. A lot of major characters die in this show, and I think a lot of shows, when they kill off major characters, they face major problems with that, because they lose part of the draw to the series. But I think I actually like Season 2 more, even though some of my favorite characters got the axe at the end of Season 1 or during Season 2. So, that part is interesting to me. Obviously, there's tons of historical themes in this, and I obviously love history. I teach history, so I love the historical themes and the references to medieval Europe. I'm actually teaching medieval Europe in my world history class right now, so really kind of picking up on that stuff right now. So I really like that. I love the fantasy elements. I think I mentioned in my Season 1 review that for whatever reason, I expected more violence, I expected more fantasy, and really I thought Season 1 was more of a human-based drama. You start to see a lot more fantasy stuff in the second season. A lot more supernatural, fantastical elements to this. I think Season 2 is also a lot more violent. I don't know, I'd have to go back and watch Season 1, but there was a ton of violence in this season. Lots of great characters. I'll go through the characters when I show you the box set, but so many amazing characters. I think my favorite character in the series is Tyrion Lannister, who is played by Peter Dinklage. I absolutely love Peter Dinklage as an actor. I love his character in this. I think he's potentially the most relatable character in the entire show, because you really do kind of feel for him. A lot of the characters in this show, they don't really exhibit empathy towards other human beings. Again, I talked about this in Season 1, but this show, you really don't have a whole lot of likable characters, because all the characters are flawed in some way, which makes the show unique, but it's hard to kind of reach out to somebody and really kind of latch on and try to view the show through their eyes. And Tyrion Lannister is one of the characters that I do with this series. So I love him. One of the amazing things about this show is that in this season, and I think this is a theme also in Season 1, they have so many amazing stories going on at the same time. So like they'll cover like the whatever's going on in the lives of about 6 or 7 of the major characters. So you'll have like a portion of the show of each episode that deals with what's going on in King's Landing, and then you have what's going on in the north in Winterfell, and then you have what's going on in other parts of the world that is Westeros. And I find that really cool. They're hopping from place to place all the time, so you never get kind of bogged down or bored with what's going on in one place. They automatically send it out to another place to show you another story that's going on. So obviously there's an ensemble cast here and there's tons of characters, but I thought that was really good as well. Yeah, fantastic stuff. I actually think I like Season 2 more than Season 1. But not that much. I loved both seasons. And overall, I think 2 seasons in, this is definitely one of my top 5 series of all time. I definitely think it's up there. It may be right now, honestly, my second favorite series behind Breaking Bad. I don't think, no matter how great this show could get, I don't think it would overpass Breaking Bad as my favorite series of all time. But this is gosh darn close. So let me go ahead and show you guys the packaging on this set. If you'll notice, there used to be a sticker here that I can't get off. So that's obviously not part of the artwork, but anyway, that's up there. So Game of Thrones, the second season. It's got the crown there on the front, which is nice. And then you've got the spine. Same on the other spine. And then nothing on the back of the slipcase. And then you take the slipcase off, and you've got Game of Thrones complete second season with all the sigils for the various houses. This is the set that comes with the DVD and the Blu-ray. So I'll show you briefly the DVD. They did this for the first at least 2 or 3 seasons. There's the spine. Yeah, like I said, they did this for the first 2 or 3 seasons with the DVDs in here as well. It's just a cool extra. Like, I'm going to watch this on Blu-ray, obviously. But it's cool to kind of have the DVD in there. Track list. Actually, my copy doesn't have the DVDs in it. I bought this used back in the day at Super Mega Replay. This was actually the first set that I ever bought for Game of Thrones. So, but yeah, like I said, kind of cool to have that DVD in there if you buy this thing new, obviously, and not used. Another thing about the show, real quick, picture quality is amazing. This thing looks beautiful. Like, I've got a new 4K TV that I bought this summer, and I haven't quite upgraded to 4K yet, but looking at the Blu-ray on the 4K TV, it was beautiful, gorgeous. There's my favorite character, Tyrion Lannister, on the front cover here of the Blu-ray. Of course, you've seen the spine. Jon Snow, which is definitely up there with my favorite characters as well. He's kind of one that you can relate to as a viewer. And then you've got Robb Stark, Jaime Lannister, who's one of the easiest to hate characters, honestly, in the series. Speaking of hated characters, Cersei Lannister. And on this one, you've got Daenerys Targaryen, who I think is also kind of a relatable character. There are certain things about characters' lives that you kind of can empathize with. And so, like, with Daenerys and Jon Snow and Tyrion, they've all had difficult lives because of certain parts of their upbringing. And obviously with Tyrion Lannister being a dwarf, he's treated very poorly because of that. But he's had to, like, go through all kinds of stuff, and you kind of empathize with that, you kind of relate to that. So there is some of that going on, but again, there's really no, like, this is the good guy and this is the bad guy in this series. There's a ton of hateable characters, for sure, but there's really no, like, clear-cut good guy in this show, which again I think is unique. Here's all the discs. my copy is missing the booklet as well. So I may have to break down and buy a new copy of Season 2 because mine's missing so much. But anyway, this is the pan of all of the characters, which is really cool. So again, these box sets are really nice. Every one that I have for this series is really nice, really well packaged. There's some really good special features on this, as there was on the Season 2 set, or on the Season 1 set, sorry. I can't remember any specific offhand, but there's tons of stuff packed in on these discs. So if you're into special features, I'm not as big of into special features unless I like really love a show or a movie. But if you are, these sets will be great for you as well to check out all the special features. So I'm getting ready to pop in Season 3. I'm going to continue the marathon. That's kind of my Thanksgiving weekend plans, is to marathon some Game of Thrones. So I will talk to you guys later. Let me know your thoughts on Game of Thrones down below. Have a happy Thanksgiving. See ya.